What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend, but just like the last video I left you off on with the Oklahoma City Thunder, in that video I told you guys, I guess the title of the video was, I haven't done a Thunder rebuild since November, and that's kind of what this video is today as well. Obviously, these two teams are really good in real life, but they don't have success in 2K, is why we've been doing these videos in the first place. And that's the Denver Nuggets as well. They're often the team that does not win a championship in 2K, and we haven't done a rebuild on them since November. So let's go ahead and jump in and do a Denver Nuggets rebuild in NBA 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells about 57% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall in that 57%, want to change that, that would be greatly appreciated. So the Nuggets find themselves at 43-25, and obviously they have one of the best players in basketball, if not the best player, in Nikola Jokic, who is a damn good player in the NBA, as we all know. I just kind of referenced that. But Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, and Russell Westbrook's been great for them as well. Peyton Watson, Zeke Naji, DeAndre Jordan. You guys kind of know what the Nuggets roster is. But one thing we do know is this Nuggets team often does not win a championship in 2K. Will they win in real life? That remains to be seen. Obviously, they've won one already, but can they do it again will be the ultimate question. So let's go ahead and submit the rest of year one. And obviously, by the end of this, the goal is to get Jokic another championship. So we'll see if we could do that. Should be easy in theory, but in 2K, like I said, I don't often see them have success. So there might be some tough decisions to be made to, help us with that. We'll see. I'll see you at the end of year one. So Shea brings home the MVP trophy. Stars your rookie of the year. Scoots your sixth man, young offensive player. Christian Brown most improved, so at least that's cool to see. 14 points on 30% from three. It's definitely a guy who could probably keep going forward. Jalen Brunson, clutch player, and Kenny Atkinson, coach of the year in Park, is your executive. So here's your all-NBA first team with Nikola Jokic with Shea, Giannis, Cade, Jason Tatum, which makes a ton of sense. All-NBA third team, all defensive first team, and all defensive second team. So we are the 5th seed in the West, going up against Minnesota, which obviously these two teams met last year. It was a very interesting series, but Minnesota ended up winning it in that one, as we all remember. Jamal Murray, 21, Nikola Jokic, 29, and Michael Porter, 17. Brown, 14, Russell Westbrook with 14. So let's go ahead and see if we can make something happen here. So 9-man rotation for the playoffs, and can we go far in this postseason bracket? It's going to be the question. So they did put Russ in over Jamal Murray, but I'm not going to do that. Russ will continue to come off the bench, and we'll kind of see how this goes. So Minnesota is often a team that makes it to the finals, so I definitely have my doubts here, but here goes nothing. So my current round against Minnesota, and we will be down 3-2. So we have to win game 6 to force a game 7 to stay alive here, and they start off fiery hot in the first quarter. Second quarter, we cut the lead by 3, so I don't know. Do we get back in it? We're kind of on their ankles, but it looks like they're going to hang on. So just like that in year one, we get eliminated in round 1. And I do expect definitely some possibilities this offseason as far as Denver making some changes. So Minnesota, Golden State, you got Cavaliers, Minnesota in the finals, and the team that beat us ended up winning it all. So I don't know. What can you really do? So here are your retirements. We got Russell Westbrook retiring and DeAndre Jordan retiring. So I guess we'll leave that the way it is. And now we can go to the lottery, and we shall see where this ends up. So our pick is going to Orlando. Jazz get 1, Heat 2, and Wizards 3. But this is where the tough decisions come into play. What are we going to do to upgrade the roster after being eliminated in round 1? To me, I think I'd like to keep Jokic, obviously. We're not going to trade Nikola Jokic. Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, and Brown. They're all on the table. I think everything is on the table after the first round loss to the Timberwolves. So Murray could be traded. Michael Porter could be traded. Aaron Gordon could be traded. I lean towards probably keeping Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown, though, because I think they're two players that fit their roles well. I think we need to find maybe another superstar next to Jokic and maybe a better third option is kind of my... I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we just trade one of them because Porter's a good player, too. But we'll see. We'll just have to see. But I do believe if a trade were to happen this offseason, it more than likely would involve Michael Porter. But we'll see what happens. But I got to make that decision right now, and we'll have to see what we like most. So we're going to explore the options of trading them both, and we'll see if we can find a swap that we like just to shake things up here, because clearly we need to go in a different direction. Or maybe we just like two players coming back. It may be lesser overalls, but maybe they're just two players that fit well. We shall see. So I have a few options that I'm looking at. I want to go over them with you at this moment. So let's go take a look at the 4 teams I'm kind of taking a look at right now. Maybe about a trade we could make. So first one is going to be Atlanta with Trae Young. Trae Young could be an interesting addition here. Maybe move on for Jamal Murray. You try your luck with Trae Young and Jokic as a duo. I don't really know how much that would change, but Trae Young probably better than Jamal Murray. Maybe some people would debate that, obviously, but I would say he is. Overall wise, he is in 2K as well. Trae Young sometimes isn't a great simulation player, but I wonder how it would go if we paired him with Jokic. And then LaMelo is also interesting to me, but the problem with LaMelo is I've done a few videos on him recently, so I kind of want to steer away from that. So to me, it's between Trae Young and then the next one. If we did make this trade, we'd have to mess with his peak end age, because if we traded for him, I don't want him to regress right away, would be Damian Lillard off the Bucks. Now, this one's a little bit tougher to sell on because obviously Dame's 35 years old, but still playing at a high level. And you obviously have maybe not a short window with Jokic, but you have a window right now with Jokic, and Dame could come help with that. So yeah, you'd be trading for a 35-year-old. It would be a tough sell, but you could trade Michael Porter. Well, how much is, well, yeah, because I think we can aggregate salaries at this moment. We could trade Michael Porter and something else to maybe get Damian Lillard. Then we trade Jamal Murray for other pieces, or we go for Trae Young that maybe gives us a larger shelf life. I would have to guess that Trae Young would probably be the better option, so I think that's what we're going to try to do. So I'm going to see if we can't make a Michael Porter for Trae Young swap, and maybe some other things involved, obviously, but that is kind of the goal here. So we'll throw Jalen Pickett, Hunter Tyson, and then Zeke Naji at them, and Michael Porter, and we'll trade them one first. It's not a great return, honestly, but this video doesn't have to be like super realistic. It's just kind of for fun. So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. So and then we can't even throw this pick in there. I would have thrown another pick in here because this doesn't feel like a great return for Trae Young, but I guess he's on an expiring contract. I mean, I'm trying to justify it. I don't really think there is a way, but I do think they're probably going to say yes to this if I had to guess. Maybe we can throw Watson, or we're not throwing Gordon in, and we can't throw Deron Holmes in because he's hurt, but if we have to, I would throw in Deron Holmes too. Actually, let's just make him healthy right now, so this makes this trade just a tad bit better, even though it's still not a great return even with Deron Holmes healthy. So I'm going to throw Deron Holmes in here, and this gives Atlanta, I guess, a reset in a way. They'd prefer probably more draft picks than that, which is why Trae Young. I think Damian Lillard's more realistic, but I think Trae Young would be more fun, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to go ahead, as far as maybe getting Damian Lillard in a trade package, because you have the assets, I think, for a 35-year-old Dame. I don't know if you have the assets for Young necessarily, but whatever. It's debatable. But this is what I'm going to rock with. So now let's go get Trae Young. Enough yapping. Let's just offer the trade. So Trae Young, and then let's throw that first in here, and then throw in, was that it? Yeah, I think that was it. So would this get it done, or am I missing somebody? I thought I was missing, or did I throw Zeke? I'll throw Zeke Naji in here too. Okay, so what do they say? They agree. So just like that, Trae Young is now a Denver Nugget. So we have made a pairing of Jokic and Trae Young going forward, which should be very interesting. Now, obviously, with Jamal Murray being here, if he saw that trade come in, he'd probably know the writing is on the wall for him, and he would be correct in that statement. So now, to me, we trade Jamal Murray for either a starting small forward, or we trade for a better bench. I think either way, it's a win. So let's go see what Jamal Murray can net us after we just brought in Trae Young. So I did not like any of the offers just yet, so we're actually to go through free agency first before we do anything further. But Strother, Watson, and Brown will all be accepted, and Darius Arch will also be accepted. But one thing I will say is that with Jamal Murray being gone, we're getting a tad bit younger with Trae Young. Obviously, Michael Porter is still somewhat young as well, like 26, 27, so not much of a change there. But you have Trae Young, and again, Murray won't be here much longer. Strother, Christian Brown, which I think I can rock with as a starting shooting guard rotation. Payne Watson's a backup 3 is fine, and then Aaron Gordon obviously the starting 4. But we do need a backup 5, so we could find a way to get a really good backup center. That way Jokic doesn't have to play as much in the trade somehow. Like, we could sign Champagnie, which would be great in my opinion. So let's throw Champagnie a contract because we can get him, and he will sign, which is awesome. So that's going to be a great addition through free agency. So that gives us kind of a legitimate small forward next year if we want to start him. So to me, we need to prioritize I mean, even a backup power forward doesn't sound too bad either if we just leave him there. Maybe we to me, we could prioritize trading Jamal Murray for front court players if possible. So if we move Champagnie to the 3, he does go up, so he could be our starting small forward, our backup small forward. And Watson could start next year if we feel like he's ready. But now, let's try that. Well, actually, let's wait till after free agency because obviously we're going to have to let players sign before we can just make a trade of Jamal Murray. But that's going to be done this offseason sometime. Yeah, so that is going to be fine. I guess the one thing I could do is we can have a reunion with Monte Morris in Denver. Obviously played here once upon a time. So let's bring him back. PJ Hall, Trae Alexander, Spencer Jones, all back. You have Jokic regressed, Trae Young regressed, which I don't know why Trae Young's regressing at 26 years old, but whatever. Peyton Watson, Strawther, all developing. I mean, we could even move Strawther to the 3 if we really wanted to as well. The different number of things we could do, but I still believe trading Jamal Murray for front court depth is really important. Let's see if we can make that happen still. So trying to find a team that could use a point guard, and I've landed myself on the Clippers. So I'm trying to see if I can get Zubac, Derek Jones, Bogdan's bad contract, and a first-round pick. Don't know if they'll be down for this, but getting Zubac would be a really good backup 5, someone we could trust for obviously Jokic to be off the floor. So let's see what the Clippers say about this. They say no, which makes sense. I doubt me throwing in some players in here is really going to make a difference, but I guess I'm going to try anyway. They still don't agree to that. Let me throw Spencer Jones in here. Still not going to agree. I don't think this is going to go through. So maybe if we remove the first, like, I don't know if that would make a difference, but can we just do it with no first being involved? No. So they say no to this. They're not down for this, unfortunately. So Bogdan, yeah, so this one ain't going to happen, unfortunately, unless if Ben Simmons could be involved instead of Derek Jones. But I mean, that's not going to happen either. So that is a strike, unfortunately. So the Clippers were one team I was thinking about that kind of could use a guard. Miami is interesting too, I guess, if they wanted to give us like Khalil Ware. We get Wiggins salary. We could do something like that with Miami. So we could try it. Screw it. So Khalil Ware, and then let's say we take on well, we could do Rozier's big we could do Robinson's big contract, and then give me maybe Hami Jaquez or something like that. Maybe not Jaquez. Wiggins actually doesn't sound too bad. So Khalil Ware, Wiggins, and Duncan Robinson for Jamal Murray. Like, I could get down for that. And a first, like, would they do this? I don't know. They say no. So far I've not had any success in trying to send Jamal Murray out of here. And I could tell you guys as well that I tried the trade finder. I didn't like anything. So this is not working so far, and I have no like seconds to sweeten the trade either. I guess I could throw Monte Morris in here. Still nothing. Okay. Once I have a trade that I have finalized, because we failed on 2 attempts, I'll show you. But far and away, after going through many trade ideas, you know, trying to build my own trade, this is by far the best offer we could possibly take that fits what we need right now. So, think I might rock with this one, where we send Jamal Murray. I'm going to see if we can keep Peyton Watson out of the trade. But the Nets doing this obviously doesn't make a ton of sense. But the one thing I will tell you is they signed Julius Randle in free agency. So maybe they want to go. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Like I said, this isn't the most realistic video at all. But Claxton and Cameron Johnson for Murray and Peyton Watson. Can we get away with not trading Peyton Watson? So Peyton Watson was making $4 million. Go use Saric and like PJ Hall instead. Does that make a difference? They want Strawther. They'll give me Keon Johnson. I don't want to trade Strawther either, honestly. What about Trae Alexander? They want Peyton Watson. They'll give me Zaire Williams. Zaire Williams, I guess, is fine, but I prefer to keep Peyton Watson if I can, but they're really dead set on getting somebody out of us that I like. What about if I gave you Spencer Jones? Champagnie for Keon Johnson. I love the addition of Champagnie on the team, but whatever. If that's what it's going to take, I guess we do it. Keon Johnson could go at that shooting guard spot, and we can move Julian Strawther to the 3. So this is a big trade that we're doing right now, but it's what it takes, and that's what we wanted. So we addressed both the positions I wanted to address with the addition of Cameron Johnson and Claxton. So we get a legitimate 5 off of the floor. Now we can move Strawther to the 3, and he goes up to an 8 overall. So maybe he starts this year. We'll see. But that is kind of what we needed. That took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but it is done. And now we can take a look at the rotation for year number 2. So Prying Lenses 11th overall, and here is the proficiency. So we're patience-based 4-star, but Michael Malone's, I guess his preferred system is defense. Maybe this is why this team never wins a damn championship. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but patience space, and now we can take a look at the rotation actually. So Trae Young, Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, Cameron Johnson off the bench, Claxton, Strawther, and Keon Johnson. So it definitely is an interesting team. I definitely think this is going to be a fun one, and I would expect that this would have some success, but I guess we shall see. It all kind of depends on the simulation. As long as we have Trae Young, or not Trae Young, sorry. I mean, we do have Trae Young too, but as long as we have Nikola Jokic, I would assume that things will go well for us, but maybe I am wrong in that notion, but we shall see. I will see you guys at the end of year 2. Definitely a little bit of a different roster, but the expectation is to hopefully be better than last year. But so far, the gelling has not worked, but hopefully there's a period where this team just goes on a massive win streak. So at the end of year 2, despite the addition of Trae Young, Jokic wins MVP. I guess that really shouldn't be surprising to say. But Rookie of the Year goes to Cooper Flag. Josh Giddey, 6th man, Giannis Defensive Player. Ricochet, most improved, averaging 26. So shout out to Zachary Ricochet with Trae Young gone. He took a massive jump. Devin Booker, Clutch Player, and Mark is your Coach of the Year. Jordan Hobson is your Executive. I know Devin Booker would have been a good option too, but I guess I could have went that route. But I don't know why I thought in my head that maybe we wouldn't have enough assets. Why did we have enough assets for Trae Young? So I don't know. But hey, man, he was really good. 27-9 in the simulation, All NBA second team. So that's great to see. All defensive first team and all defensive second team. So 4th seed in the West. So we'll see if that ends up working out for us as far as going far in this playoff run. With 27 from Jokic, 27 from Trae Young, the 14 rebounds, 9 assists for both of them, and then 12.5 from Aaron Gordon, 12 from Cameron Johnson, 10 from Watson, 9 from Brown, and 8.5 from Julian Strawther. So let's see if we can't get out of round 1 this time. Obviously, last year we lost, so we'll see if this time things are any different. Let's see if the rotation needs to change at all either. So Strawther will start now. He's averaging 8 points. Efficiency isn't great from 3, but hopefully that improves throughout the video. Semi-current round against Memphis, and we will lose in, well, we're in the same position as last year. I believe we were down 3-2, so we have to win game 6 to force a game 7. Will we do it, though, is the question. Now, this is a close one, but it looks like Memphis is running away with it, and we will lose in round 1 again in 6 games. So, not great at all, but there's more work to be done if we're able to find another path to getting better. So the Knicks go on to win the championship. Cat is your finals MVP. So obviously after the trades we made in the offseason, I thought we'd at least make some progress, win a series or something, but we didn't at all. So back to the drawing board again. The Blazers get 1, Pelicans number 2 via the Bucks, and then Thunder and Knicks back-to-back, which actually belongs to the actual original teams. And then do we even have a pick? No, it goes to Atlanta, obviously, from the Trae Young trade. So we're not going to fire Michael Malone, but definitely on the hot seat. If we suck again next year, we might have to talk things over. But on draft night, we're going to fix some draft picks, and then we'll talk about what could be next for us to fix this, maybe going further. So Trae Young is going to decline his $49 million player option, so that's going to be interesting to kind of take an eye on. But Peyton Watson and Christian Brown will both be accepted, and we'll bring back pretty much everybody we want here. Obviously, we'll bring Trae Young in. And honestly, low-key, this is going to sound weird, but I might trade Trae Young in a sign-and trade just to see if what kind of different look we could possibly get. Because Trae Young, I don't know, man, there's something weird about Trae Young. I always try to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I feel like he just isn't a good simulation player in 2K. There's just some players that don't do well in the sim. So I kind of want to see the Damian Lillard thing pops up, but at this point, I'm probably not going to go for that now. Kawhi Leonard, even Garland, because sometimes is like that for me. We bring back Jamal Murray, which I'm not going to do. Halliburton is interesting, but not really what I'm looking for, I don't think. Gobert, Scoot is pretty interesting, but no. And then Poole. Okay, so Maxey is the crazy idea, but I honestly legitimately don't like any of these options right now. So I think I'm going to rock with Trae Young again and maybe fix something else. So we'll keep Trae Young for now. Maybe at the deadline we move him. So I guess we got to keep Keon Johnson out at this point too. We're already a very expensive team, which is no surprise. So I assume our bench and kind of our lineup is basically the same. So not a whole lot's going to change here. Unless if we obviously change things if we want to. So I'm going to sign Trey Jones to be our backup point guard instead of it being Monte Morris. So probably just going to run it back, and then we'll stop at the deadline to make moves if we feel needed. So Strawther's up to an 83. Claxton's up as well, which is great. Johnson is down. So expect some moves at the deadline because I don't feel confident with just going into the season with this team. Johnson, Claxton, like a number of these guys could be moved if we feel the need. Even Trae Young is not untouchable, but we'll see what the team is doing at the deadline. Maybe we don't even make a move because the team is just doing so good. But more than likely, I will see y'all at the deadline to make some shakeups of this roster. The team is actually doing pretty well at the trade deadline right now, but I have a couple of new ideas to upgrade the roster. Cameron Johnson just isn't that good right now. 10 points, 34% from 3. So I'm trying to move him out of here, but I think I might do this trade instead where we get Daniel Gafford as our backup 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade Cameron Johnson to the Mavericks for Daniel Gafford. We do have to attach a first So you might be wondering, what does that do with Claxton? What basically, I'm hoping Claxton can be moved to for Malik Monk. And I think Malik Monk would be, ooh, even Quentin Grimes is interesting too, who's been damn good for Philadelphia since he's gotten there. Obviously, Philadelphia isn't a great team right now, but Malik Monk does pop up. So do we want Malik Monk or do we want Quentin Grimes? I mean, it's interesting. Herb Jones, someone I've gotten quite often lately, so I'm going to stay away from that. But Quentin Grimes at 84 overall definitely has my attention. So this is another 2 firsts being traded, but Grimes has been good. He's shooting 45% from 3 this year. So we're going to bring in Quentin Grimes. So Quentin Grimes is going to be the new addition. So that shakes things up. 33 and 17. So Trae Young's not being traded away. Instead, we have an upgrade at the shooting guard spot with Quentin Grimes coming in. Strawther has become our third option as he's shooting 39% from 3, 15 points per game, which is why I felt like Cameron Johnson was kind of redundant. We could move him out of here. So now you have a little bit of a different look. So now you're going to have, obviously, and then Keon Johnson, someone I've never really had part of my rotation in rebuilds, but here he is. We could trade him too if we wanted to, though. So what is he listed at? He's listed at shooting guard. So yeah, we could probably move him for a point guard or a power forward. So let's do that right now. You know, I just said he's never been in one of my videos, but here he is now going to be moved. So Lonzo Ball, don't hate the idea of that, but he's over the money we could bring in. Jared Butler, 10 points. I mean, another trade with Philly. It doesn't sound too bad. Ben Simmons makes too much money, but he would be interesting one to bring in. Nicole Walker. Rui Hachimura, I don't hate that. 8 points, but not great from this year from the perimeter. Marshall, no thank you. Not having a great year from the perimeter at all. Obi Toppin, no. Hawkins, Malcolm Brogdon, Carter Bryant, Alvarado, DiVincenzo, but again, making too much money. AJ Green, Moses Moody. So we might have to settle on the Jared Butler trade, or man, Lonzo would be awesome, but I guess Jared Butler's fine. So we're going to do this trade where we just get Jared Butler instead of Keon Johnson. I mean, we could have almost just moved Keon Johnson to point guard. I don't even know if that was really necessary now that I think about it. But whatever, it's already done. What's done is done. Not much I can do about it now. So 33-17 right now. Much shakeup at the trade deadline to hopefully lead us to a championship this year, or at least win a damn playoff series. We haven't even done that yet. So Luka Doncic wins MVP in a Bulls uniform. Always feels like he ends up going there. Boozer is your Rookie of the Year. Ivy is your 6th-man Women Defensive Player. Edgecombe Most Improved. And Shea is your Clutch Player. Kids your Coach of the Year. And Austin Newsome is your Executive of the Year. So All-NBA first team, Jokic and Doncic, of course, which makes sense. Does Trae? Yes, he does. All-NBA second team, All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team as Jokic makes it again. I think he made it last year too, and I totally glossed over it, but I saw it like last second. And All-Defense, I don't even think it shows that, does it? So, unless I'm just being dumb. Yeah, no, so it doesn't even really show if he made an All-Defensive team last year. I'm pretty sure he did, though. Regardless, though, we are in the playoffs as the 3rd seed. We have yet to win a series in this video, so maybe this time it'll happen. So, 27 points from Trae Young to lead the way, 27 and 13 from Jokic and 8 assists, 15 from Strawther, 11 from Aaron Gordon, 10.5 from Quentin Grimes, and 9 from Gafford, 8 from Butler, 8 from Christian Brown, and 7 from Peyton Watson. So, obviously, the whole roster is super expensive, so we expect results. If Michael Malone doesn't get us out of the first round this year, he is fired. Before we could even say the word. So we're up 3-2 right now, and we will beat them in 6. We finally got out round 1 after 2 years not being able to. Now I draw the 7-seeded Phoenix Suns, who have Booker, Allen, Dunn, Jabari. They don't even have Kevin Durant anymore on this team. So I feel like this should be a really good pathway to get into the conference finals, but Devin Booker, yeah, I was about to say Devin Booker I would assume is going on a tear right now, but who is scoring? I mean, I guess Jabari is averaging 17. Is done. I mean, Grayson Allen, not much. So I feel like we should be able to beat this team, but I don't know that for a fact. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2, so far so good, and we will sweep the Suns. Yeah, that team did not look that intimidating. I'm not gonna lie. Outside of Devin Booker, I wasn't really that scared of them. So we get either Dallas or Minnesota. Honestly, I think I'd rather have Minnesota to get revenge on them, but we'll see who it is. So it looks like it might be the Timberwolves, unless if the Mavericks come down from 3-1 and they're going to a game 7 with each other. So yeah, tire yourselves out. I don't care if it's Dallas, it's Minnesota. Maybe it would be better if we played Dallas. I don't know. Both teams are good in the sim, so I guess it really doesn't matter either way. It's like pick your poison. And we will be playing Minnesota. So this is to hopefully get revenge. Actually, you know what? Minnesota's been giving me some issues lately, so maybe I didn't want to play them. But here goes nothing. So Atlanta and Boston on the other side, and then obviously we have Minnesota in front of us. That always gives me really tough series. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to them. Game 3 goes to them. And game 4 goes to them, doesn't it? Yep, there it is. So 3-1. So maybe we would have rather have played Dallas, unless if we find a way to climb out of this and go up 3-1 or come back from 3-1. But I have my doubts doing that against a team like Minnesota in the 2K sim. We will win this one though. So 39-18-9 from Jokic. You got Boston over the Hawks right now, and that's going to a game 7. So can we force a game 7 is the question. Let's see if we can do just that. So this is game 6 on the road in Minnesota. Can we force a game 7 back to Denver? It's okay right now, but they're right on our tails, and we will hang on. We're going to a game 7. Okay, so 2 game 7s, which is every NBA fan's dream. And let's see who wins that one. So it's going to be Atlanta. You know, it would be really cool, low-key, we could get Trae Young to play his former team in the finals, but will Minnesota allow that to happen? I don't know. So we got a relatively close game. We do take the lead, though, and it looks like we're actually going to run with it. So that is indeed going to happen. We're going to beat Minnesota in a Game 7 victory after being down 3-1. So 30-19-10 from Jokic, 26-18-12 from Trae Young. So now Trae Young gets to play his former team. Is Porter still in Atlanta Hawk too? So they have Ty Jerome, which 85 overall Ty Jerome. Shout out to him. Daniels, Ricochet, Jalen Johnson, Okongwu, Tari Eason. Porter is, in fact, still there, and Deron Holmes has developed a little bit for them, and they still have Zeke Naji, too. So a few of their additions from us are part of the rotation. Let's see who's doing the damage. So Ty Jerome's having a good season, but it's obviously Ricochet who's scoring a lot. Jalen Johnson is doing okay, too. But Ricochet is the main catalyst. So here we go. Game 1 goes to us. Good start. Game 2 goes to us. So far, so good. Unless we let them even it up. Nope, we're up 3-1. So this is looking great right now. If we can end this video off with a championship, that would be ideal. But can we hang on to the lead and win this one? This is going to be a close game 7. Or this is not a game 7, but I don't know why I just said that. Okay, so it's an 8-point game with 2 minutes left. So let me jump in to play this out to try to finish them off here. So let's put the dagger in, per se. And of course, Denver, or the CPU or the AI has a big lineup in here. They love their big lineups, man. The Ricochet is listed, I guess, at the shooting. Or maybe Quentin Grimes is playing the small forward spot. I don't know what's going on right now, but I was guarding Ricochet. So Ricochet is at the line. We made the first one. It looks like we put our starters in, so that's good. So now everything should be in order. So that's going to make it a 6-point game. So 2 minutes left. The reason why I jumped in is because we're up 3-1, and there's definitely a possibility I could choke this, because you guys know I'm not very good at the game, and lately I've usually just kind of watched what happens, but I want to see if I can't just make something happen, and that was kind of a bold shot, but I was kind of feeling it right there, and that did not work out. Ricochet 3, and he is going to miss, thankfully. That would have made things extremely dangerous. All right, so let's see if we can't maybe make a better shot here or make something better happen. So Aaron Gore is going to give us a screen this time. It's a good screen. I'm going to go out to Jokic because why not? I mean, Okongwu was giving him plenty of space. I probably could have jacked up a 3, but I didn't. And now I'm going to take it to the basket. And that was a little bit of a weird layup animation, but did not go in. So Gordon, I thought, ooh, did he try to lob that? I have no idea. So they're going to go, ooh, Ricochet or Jalen Johnson's wide open. He misses, though. We're getting absolutely bailed right now. I'm not going to even lie to you. Nope. Jokic is wide open, though, and I'm going to hoist it, and that's going to go in. So just like that, 102, 111, although they got a decent closeout, but 37 the point, 37 on the night from Jokic. I honestly thought it was going to be a missed shot for a second, but Ricochet is going to drive to the basket. I get there late, but it doesn't matter. 7-point game with little to no time remaining left, and now we're going to see we can't put this away with maybe... Ooh, Jokic is driving to the basket, and we'll just take that. So nice dish from Trae Young. They left Jokic just wide open, cutting. So, yeah, we got to take that. So, Jokic, I think, has 39 on the night. So, we can get him a 40-piece, which would be awesome. Ricochet, again, is going to attack, and he's going to put it in. 106-113. All right, let's try this again. Jokic, I'm going to you. I want you to go get this 40-piece. Just attack Okongwu. Just kidding. They get their defense. Are they double-teaming right now? They are double-teaming. All right, leave Quentin Grimes. Oh, wow. His shot release is so slow. Was not expecting that. I was expecting a faster shot meter, but did not go well there. So Ricochet is going to have the ball again. He just keeps driving to the basket, and he's going to get it to go in. It's a 5-point game. We'll inbound this to Jokic because I want Jokic to get to the 40-piece. We're going to foul him, and now we're in the bonus. So Let's put Jokic to the line and put up 40 for this one and win another championship here. So first free throw is going to go down, and I think he's at 40 on the night now exactly, if I'm not mistaken, if I saw those stats right earlier. Yeah, 40 on the night exactly. Put it 41 spot, and that's gonna be 41, 108 to 115. Atlanta's gonna call their last timeout, but Trae Young is gonna get, I guess, I don't know if I'd call it revenge, but he's gonna get revenge, I guess, per se, on the Atlanta Hawks for trading him, even though it seems like that might be what happens according to Chris Haynes, but we'll see if that happens. But Ricochet is gonna get an open look. He decides not to take it. He's gonna drive again, and Ricochet, man, has been pretty damn unstoppable. So I kind of want to drain a lot of clock here if possible. Oh wow, oh wow, I just might have sold. They're gonna go to Ricochet for 3, and they missed, thankfully. Wow, I'm so freaking lucky. I was trying to get that to Trae Young, and I was trying to burn. I don't even know what I was trying to do there. All right, so Grimes free throw goes in. Now, thankfully, they don't have a timeout, so this should be the last possession for them. And unless if I inbound it, just, you know, to them again, like I did. But they're going to probably hoist up one more 3 or something, and that should be ball game. So, Trae, oh, did you just backcourt? Ricochet 3. It's going to go down 113 to 117, and we'll just shoot this up, and it won't even be shot. But just like that, we win game 5 at home in front of the home fans to bring home another championship. It is a beautiful sight. We shook things up in the first offseason, and we finished it up at the deadline. I was really considering trading Trae Young, but I'm glad they were able to click in year 2 together, because it seemed like year 1 things didn't go extremely well the way we wanted them to. But all is well, it ends well. I'll see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.